Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 as the St. Louis Cardinals. Um, we had a bit of a down season. We only won 69 games. Nice. But it's important to put that in perspective. We've been one of the most consistent teams in the National League since we took over. And yeah, we had a bit of a down year, but that just gives us a chance to maybe get an elite piece to bring us back to the promised land. We have 6 years in. We only have 4 years left in order to win our World Series. So that's something we need to consider, of course. One of the big things we've actually been noticing is our attendance has been kind of shoddy. And part of that is, look, we played real bad. And if you look at the attendance chart, we didn't come close to filling up the stadium. So one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to cut ticket prices by 25 cents. I know I'm a madman, but it needs to be done. We need to get people coming to the ballpark, and reducing ticket prices as well as playing better should hopefully see us still make a very healthy profit. Because we have another issue. I am signed through 1937, but that's certainly no guarantee that I will still be here at the end of that year. So we're going to see what happens going forward. Where do we need to improve? Lots of places. None of our pitchers are truly elite. Our position players are okay, but even there's some room for improvement. If we remind ourselves here, we'll check this version of batting stats 1. I like having other options here. We had plenty of performance from our offensive core, but beyond that, yeah. We're going to need to figure out a way to get us over the hump. Despite their perhaps unimpressive raw talent scores, we got at least some decent performances from our starters. We just didn't really get anybody that stood out. And Bill Lee is just... You hate to see it, right? You hate to see a pitcher with his raw talent have an absolutely wonderful season and then blow out his arm. Now, one thing that somebody had recommended was pitch counts. And if we look here, it definitely looks like we're throwing a whole bunch of pitches per game. And this is because... Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do. I don't want to do it, though. I don't want to use pitch counts. I really don't like pitch counts in this era because it was rare for anyone other than the starter to finish the game. But maybe I just have to accept that if I want my starters to be more effective, that I need to cut them a bit of slack. Yeah, maybe that's it. I really don't want to do it, though. I really don't. But maybe I should. Damn it. Getting Russ Bowers back will help. He was quite a good starter before he got hurt. But he's another one. He had exactly 100 pitches per game. I still think this is the injury model, not taking into account how pitchers pitched at this point in history. I mean, you're getting to the point already where you can't afford to ease up on every pit hitter, but still, you don't have to go balls to the wall every game like you do in modern pitching. Um, but maybe changing some strategies and leaning a little bit more heavily on, say, Dennis Bruns and Benny Fry will result in a better performance out of our team. I'm just not sure. Um, let's look at the strategy here. Unorthodox random. That's entertaining. I don't think I'd do that though. Um, I just want to look at what tactician is. Oh, I hate the crap out of this. This is terrible. Yeah, I'm not going to use tactician. This is basically small ball. Look at all the base running. Combined with shifts. That's like awful baseball in my opinion. I don't like that. I don't want to do sabermetric because it's not appropriate yet. What if I just do balanced? Does that just make everything 50%? Yeah, it does. With stealing a little bit more frequently, what if we do traditional? They're a little bit more likely to do an infield walk. You know what? We're going to go with balanced for now. I'm going to ever so slightly have you lean closer to pulling pitchers, and I'm going to set a starting pitch count to 100. And we're going to see if we can get our starters to stay a bit healthier. Yep, good point. Anyone we need to hire? I've got people thinking about stuff. Alright, Charlie, $1,000 a season. If you don't take it, too bad. Yeah, again, this is not about the money. This is about the position. I can 1,000% guarantee that to you. He doesn't care about the money. He's probably getting offers to coach in, say, the high minors or even the majors. And I've randomly decided that I don't want to do that. I'm going to try Jesse Purnell as our hitting coach. That's probably doable. Are you freaking kidding me? No. No one offered you a better deal. Oh, you're a better pitching coach than you are a hitting coach. That's probably why. For you, it's probably about fit. I got one of my people to sign. Holy shit, you want a lot of money to be a single A pitching coach. Oh, right, I don't want to do that. I'll try that, and if they both say no, then we'll reevaluate. Up yours? How rude. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to offer you the job of pitching coach. In whichever place has it. It's high A. Because I wonder if that's your issue. It's that you want to be a pitching coach because you're actually not a good hitting coach. Which I totally understand. And I totally accept that. If that's the reason why you're being a jerk about it. I wonder if I could get a guy like Pat Moran. No. Let's get Jack Gilbert. Gold glove for George Selkirk. Very exciting. Gilbert signed. I will give you an extension. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually look at the rest of the awards. I think I just didn't win any. A Silver Slugger for Piet. Very nice. But yeah, that's it for them. It still says vacant. Did that guy just not even want to think about it? I guess not. I guess we'll take... I'm going to take Ralph Works just because he's younger. But man, that's kind of lame, dude. Great. Hall of Fame voting. Where am I actually drafting? I'm picking 6th overall. I should be able to get a pretty top quality player, I'm thinking. Doc Ayers, yes. Dave Bancroft, sure. Johnny Bates, sure, I'll keep wasting my time. Boardwalk Brown, what a loser. I'm not going to vote for that guy. I'm just kidding. Boardwalk Brown is a pretty obvious choice. A whole bunch of starters who aren't particularly impressive. Art Fletcher, meh. 1,200 hits is not enough to get Hall consideration in my book. I'll vote for Bubbles. I like him. Stuffy McInnes, yes. Frankly, you shouldn't have had to wait as long as you already have, but as long as you get in eventually, that's all that really matters. Hank Severeid is a pretty solid choice for Hall of Fame catcher. Like, he meets a lot of the important criteria. Again, I'll keep throwing support to Fred Snodgrass, but I don't think it's going to matter. I guess I'll vote for Red Smith. He's got 2,500 hits. And the rest of you... I'll vote for Cy Williams just because I think he's relatively high up the home run list and he's got really good defense. That's a good combination in my opinion. Now, here is my issue. Okay, issue number 1. I know, it's my own fault. Thank you. I really want Keltner. But if I can't get Keltner or Melton, we'll see who's left. I think Keltner and Melton are my top 2. Although he is a side armor. We'll see who's left by the time I pick. Okay. So let's first of all look at our team and see what we don't need. I'm certainly not going to be taking Bobby Doer. Not when Tony Piette has been everything I've ever wanted as a second baseman. He's a great hitter. He plays the position quite well. He's not going anywhere. Outfield could be better. Center field could be better. But I guess we really need pitchers, don't we? Like, that's the long and short of the truth here, is that we need pitchers, too. So let's see who's left. So right away, Bobby Doer, never heard of him. Don't want him. So the question is, do I want... I'm not going to go all the way down to grab Vince DiMaggio. I'm not saying I wouldn't like him, but I'm not going to grab him with the 7th overall or 6th overall pick. I'd rather have someone a bit more effective. OSA thinks I'm going to take Bobby Doer. I guess they just don't pay attention. I guess. All right. So Johnny Vandermeer is a pretty interesting prospect for us. A big strikeout pitcher with not great control but pretty good movement and 3 good pitches and really good stamina. Again, another side armor, so he's not going to be the most effective. Do we take Vandermeer? George Case is basically Moose Solters, but younger. And Melton's got really good numbers here, but he's not the hardest of throwers, and he is a side armor. I'm going to take Vandermeer. That's going to be my draft pick. Merv Connors, lots of good raw power. I'm not sure that's what I'm looking for. Harry Crafton is a good center fielder with pretty good power. I kind of like the idea of having him just to add another competitor at center field if Ethan Allen doesn't bounce back. So I think we will go ahead and take Harry here. I will happily take Joe Krakowskis just because... Oh, he's got bad stamina. I'll draft you anyway in the hopes that you improve that, but I won't be shocked if you don't. You're not a terrible shortstop. You might figure it out, I guess. I don't know. There's Boots Poffenberger. But yeah, we're already at the point of the draft where there's just not great players left. And we're going to give you all the money you want, Mr. Vandermeer. I think Johnny Vandermeer is the first pitcher in real life to pitch a no-hitter on both ends of a doubleheader. I feel like that's his claim to fame, but I'm not positive. I'll check the Rule 5 draft out. We're getting to the point where Thieve now is probably someone we could replace. Because he's not even that great a shortstop. I mean, I guess he is actually quite talented, but we could probably do better. This seems like a really weird season. I don't think he's going to hit ground that quickly. Now, if we look at his expanded batting stats, yeah, his batting average and balls in play dipped pretty significantly. So we might give him a chance. One more season anyway. Okay, game. Fucking quit it. Just stop looking at pitchers and turning them into relievers. Just stop. Vandermeer's going right to the majors. I see no reason to keep him in the minors for 1 second. Everyone else can wait until we see what's going on. Who we got in the Rule 5? A bunch of players who actually suck quite a lot. Yeah, I will just complete the draft. I'm not even gonna talk to any of you. Brown and Severeid both made it. That makes sense. Johnny Bates is not going to the Hall of Fame. It's dumb, but it is what it is. I'm just going to accept it for now and move on with my life. Thanks for increasing my budget, dog. I don't know that I can do a whole lot better. Maybe I can. There we go. Eddie, you gotta show me something with the bat. Like, you're better than Thief now in a lot of ways, and I'd kind of like to start stepping down his role on this team. I will give you a shot in spring training to get some valuable playing time. I do not mind making him into a reliever, because he doesn't have a ton of stamina. And in fact, I'm going to give you a chance to win a job out of spring training. Same with Tom Baker. Same with Harry Kraft. Same with Clay Bryant. Eddie Smith, I want you to give me one more season in the minors before I call you up. But I think I have enough competitions right now that we can think about it at least. Okay. Okay. So, 33 players. Oh, that's why Gumbert's considered the ace, because that's how the game treats it. That's fine. If I make Cy Johnson into a starter, what is he rated? He's rated 41 of 41. Yeah, this weird fetish with the game turning pitchers into relievers, I really don't get. Can I get a decent player for Cy Johnson? I could get Johnny Frederick. Frederick is quite a talented center fielder, but I might hang on to Johnson and decide what to do with him a bit later. But it's good to know there's a trade market for him. Alright, Osborne to the minors. Collier to the minors. I really like having Krakowskis as a big flamethrower, which we really don't have other than Vandermeer. I like that. Clay Bryant can stay on the roster. $14 players, huh? If I make Bill Lee a starter, he's not the worst. He's better than Kennedy, arguably. He's younger than Kennedy, too. He's better than Ocker. Not better than Johnson, but whatever. I don't need this many starters. I just don't. So I'm going to trade Cy Johnson. The question is, do I grab Johnny Frederick? I'm kind of tempted, actually. Because Frederick Devon looks like a pretty big upgrade over Allen. And he offers, again, more power. And we can always use more power. I'm going to grab Frederick. And we're going to see how he works out. Because Cy Johnson just doesn't have a role on this team anymore. And then you can go like this. Okay. I'd like to get rid of one more pitcher. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. I'm going to send Bill Lee to the minors. No. You know what? I'm going to send Ocker to the minors. I'm going to tell you why. Ocker still has a chance to improve as a starter. If he can improve his control, I think he'll be a much better pitcher. So I'm going to send Ocker to the minors. And we're going to roll with a six-man rotation of Lee being the sixth starter. And everyone else being ahead of him. And I think that'll work out decently well for us. So Krakowskis and Bryant are both on the 40-man now. Eddie Phillips, I don't have reason to keep you anymore. I will shop you to see what I can get for you. A bunch of players I really don't want. So I'm just going to waive you. Because I have a pretty strong suspicion no one's going to claim you. Irv Brame, I really don't need you anymore. Okay. And now the fun begins. I think I need to let Miller play in the minors again. So this leaves me with one outfielder that I need to get rid of. And I think it's Kraft. I think it's Kraft. I want him to go to the minors and play. Because Stainback is a perfectly fine backup. And I've also got Ethan Allen as a backup. So yeah, I think we let Kraft start the season in the minors and keep trying to improve. Miller, I'm going to be watching you super closely because the moment you can break through and start providing offense is probably the end of Thieve now as our starting shortstop. Frederick is a pretty nice upgrade, and I have to admit I didn't expect a player of his magnitude to fall to me for really a very small price. That's always a great sign. So I'm going to sim up to opening day, and then I will get our pitching staff and our lineup put together and see how we can do. We'll just see what happens. Vandermeer, the number 6 prospect. Oh, damn. Russ Bowers putting some heat on his fastball. You like to see that. Piat slipped a tiny bit. Not a huge amount, though. Selkirk got better. Miller got worse. I don't want to see that. Kraft got a little better. All right, so we begin pitching staff. Clear it. And pitching ratings. So Russ Bowers is going to be our ace. For sure. Carlton, our number 2. Vandermeer, our number 3. Gumbert, our number 4. And Kennedy, our number 5. With Bill Lee playing the incredibly important role of emergency starter and long reliever. Let's check out our relievers. Quit it. Benny Frey did well in his role, but I'm just really curious as to why we're going for Frey over Burns. Like, I'm not imagining things that Burns is just the better pitcher, am I? 2 pitcher pitches. I mean, I'll grant you that Frey's got a lot better stamina, so he's maybe a better stopper. So we'll do stopper. And then I think everyone else is just a middle reliever, and we see what they can manage, except Dietrich's going to be middle relief, long relief. Yeah, this is a good bullpen. It's not fancy, but I think particular Krakowskis is someone that we need to keep a close eye on, because this guy could very easily become an incredibly dominant reliever. I feel that pretty strongly. All right, let's get the basic team set up. My good chum. Best overall hitter is Terry. Nothing about that has changed. Nothing about that is likely to change. Terry is the number 3 hitter until we find someone better. I like Piat hitting second. Selkirk cleaning up. Frederick batting 5th. Would I rather have Solters hit first, or would I rather have Solters hit 6th? The thing is, Solters hasn't been a consistently great hitter. He's good enough to stay at left field, obviously. But I don't know that I trust him to be a leadoff guy on this team. Unlike, say, Willie Cam, who is bare minimum gotten on base at a 360 clip. That's what I'm looking for in a leadoff man. Cam will continue to be the leadoff guy. Harden still has pretty good contact, so I'm going to have him bat 6th with Solters batting 7th. And then Thrieve now batting 8th. And then give me a depth chart. This is acceptable. This is really acceptable. Oh, look what's happening. He's losing his range as he's getting older. Frisch's usefulness as a Major League Baseball player is going to be disappearing in the near future. Something to keep our eyes on. Copy and copy. Perfect. Yeah, I will say our lineup is incredibly terrifying. We have probably the best lineup 1 through 7 in the majors in terms of just there is no easy out until you get to Thieve Now. Thieve Now is the easiest of easy outs. But the rest of the team is all going to make you work for it. They're all really good hitters. I mean, is it going to be good enough to carry us to a playoff appearance? That's going to depend a lot on Vandermeer. And Bowers, of course, but mostly Vandermeer, because he's the new guy. If he can be a solid starter, I have really good feelings about this season. But we'll see what happens. We'll also see if setting them on a pitch count helps us save their arms, and then see where that takes us. I'm going to tell you right now, well, I mean, it's 7 games. You can't really tell anything about that. 7 games ain't nothing. Better drink the rest of my tea before it gets cold. You're a backup, bro. I'm not even going to put you on the injured list. I don't need you there. Ooh, Gabby Hartnett hit a cycle. Very nice. I like that. So, what do we know about this team at this point? We know that George Selkirk and Johnny Frederick need to get their heads out of their asses. I think that's the most important thing we know. Pitching looks decent. Maybe not exceptional, but decent. But yeah, right now the biggest thing that we know is that George Selkirk needs to get his shit together right quick. We ain't gonna get far if he's hitting 238. Johnny Frederick, I'm willing to cut some slack to because we just don't know how he's gonna work out yet with his team. So yeah, let's go another month and then we'll think about making some changes. I'm just checking innings totals. Yeah, this is not a significant sample size for anyone in the bullpen other than Frey, who's doing fine. um, that is a bigger issue. I'm actually going to go ahead and call up Kraft. And I'm going to let Kraft be our seventh place hitter and play center field. I mean, you're hitting ninth or fifth now, so I hope you'll eventually realize that is the middle of the lineup. Like, by definition, if you're the fifth hitter, you're a middle of the order hitter. Because the middle is 3, 4, 5. I mean, you may want out of St. Louis, Allen, but you have a lot to prove to me. Okay, we can get Frederick back. Wonderful. And boy, has his ability to hit for contact vanished. I'm going to send Kraft back to the minors. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still going to let Frederick play because I think he's still a better center fielder than Allen. But I'm not going to give him as big a role as I thought I was. He's just going to have to face that. Allen can be grumpy if he wants to be. I'm not saying I won't trade him. I'm saying I'm not going to trade him right now. Now, we are pretty bad this season. We are 22 and 34. And yeah, it's just we're just kind of a mediocre team at the moment. Offense is getting it done. I'm shocked as good as we are hitting that we're only 7th in runs scored. We should be better. But this is a good lineup. The pitching staff, not so much. In particular, Carlton and Vandermeer can't stop walking people. In Vandermeer's defense, he's striking out as many as he walks. But Carlton is not. So I think I'm going to try to trade Allen for a starting pitcher and see what kind of return we get on that. Because Allen is a meaningless luxury. And we don't need luxuries. We need quality players at this point. Nah. Huh. Oh well. Next month, please. Hey, well done, Bill. I will make a couple changes in the bullpen. Specifically, Korkowskis, I want you to pitch less often until we can figure out what's going on with you. But for the rest of the bullpen, I think you're fine. Let's see here. Gabby Hartnett, Moose Solters, and that's it looks like. Just the two players, Hartnett and Solters. Yeah, I mean, only one of my players has double-digit home runs, which is Gabby Hartnett. And I think that's one of, like, as a team, we're very strong, but we don't have the big name hitter. We don't have that dominating middle of the order presence that makes other hitters cry. We do have Moose Solters, though, who's hitting almost 400, which is pretty insane if you think about it. Carlton and Vandermeer are both settling in a little bit. All right, Burns, you're at 20 innings now. I need to use you a lot less often. I think you're burning out. And let's use Clay Bryant more often. And we'll say more often for Kupal as well. There we go. Try to make sure that the best pitchers get the most innings and the most key innings. Is Burns getting, like, locked into really long appearances? Give me your game log here. Yeah, a guy with this damage should never be pitching 2 innings, let alone more than 2 innings. And he's throwing a lot of pitches, too. I think he's just aging, and he's just not the pitcher he used to be. Actually, I'm upgrading the bullpen. Which is crazy. Like, I never upgrade the bullpen at this period in history, but... Okay. Let's do some coaching things. Dick Carroll seems like a really good dude. I'm gonna keep him around a bit longer, I think. Rip here is basically have to make chicken salad with chicken shit. I'm gonna say. And I think he's done fantastically at it. So I'm gonna keep him around a bit longer. First base and third base coaches. I'm going to keep Lindsay, but I don't think I'm going to keep Bean. I think I'm going to promote somebody to fill that role. Bill Thomas, I would like to keep you around, please, as a hitting coach. And then we're going to do Lever and Shotton and Catterson. There we go. Hartnett, what are you talking about? You are hitting 5th. This does not make sense to me. You're hitting 5th. Like, dude, if you want to hit cleanup this year, I'll let you hit cleanup, but it's not going to matter. Because you're just being unnecessarily complaining. You're hitting 5th. You're making it sound like I'm making you bat 8th, for Christ's sake. Like, settle the shit down, fucker. I really don't care, Frankie Frisch. You complain about this every damn year. Maybe I need to get rid of you. Maybe you're pissing off the rest of the team. Who knows, man? Who knows? Eddie, you're getting there, my dude. Keep plugging away. Alright. So let's have a chat, friends. We are at 37 and 54. It's not super clear to me why we are 37 and 54. I think this team looks better than it actually is. It could be better in spots for sure. Like, Frederick has kind of been a bust, my guys. I might as well give Allen his job back and see if Allen can perform. But the thing is, Allen hasn't gotten any better. That's the big problem with him. He's just not playing very well either. I don't know what to do, friends. It's hard for me to see what's wrong with this team, other than the fact that we just don't have a megastar. And I'm really concerned that I'm not going to get the chance to find that megastar. I think I'm going to fire it at the end of the season. I'm going to run out the string. There's not really much I can do to improve the team at this point. Nice. Damn, good job, son. Well, I'm going to be picking second overall, I think. So that's going to happen. Good on you, Jim Bottomley. Are we having, like, major chemistry issues? Why? Okay, we don't have, like, a super fancy captain or whatever. Alan, stop complaining. Just stop. Did I finish dead last? I'm weirdly excited. No, second to last. Man. Look at this shit. I could get Lou Boudreau? What? I could get Eno Slaughter? Joe Gordon? There's a lot of good players in this draft. I'm pretty excited about that. That's about to get fired. And I think there's a fair chance I get fired. So we'll see what happens. Frankie, literally no one thinks you're a starter anymore. You need to stop fucking deluding yourself. I need you to stop complaining. And the Pirates won the World Series. I don't know why I got extended. I'll be honest, I would have fired me. Good. Oh, I feel kind of crappy, but I'm glad. I'm actually real glad. Mr. Chouinard, you're not that great. Neither is Pistorius. I wouldn't mind promoting McBride to be our first base coach. Isn't there someone on my team who just like hates normal people? Yeah, the scouting director, but everyone else is fine with them. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to promote George McBride to being first base coach. And then I can hire a new manager for AA. Like, I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that Jim Viock signs for us, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by us picking second overall. But let's talk about what actually went well this season. Let's explore how the team did, and then we can talk about what to improve next season. Piat turned in another really solid season, not quite as good as his 1936, but it's hard to argue with the fact that he's one of our better draft choices in terms of position players. Hartnett, man, he just keeps getting it done. Selkirk did bounce back and had a pretty good season of his own. Terry is declining. He is already 38. He led the league in at bats at 38, which is worthy of praise. Salters had a good offensive season. Cam did not get on base. This is your one job, my dude. If you can't get on base, I gotta move on from you. Frederick was barely above a replacement level. Yeah. Can I say that Thief now being worth 3 wins is not something I'd ever expected in a million years? Like, I'll take it, but he's still getting replaced. Sooner rather than later, hopefully. Yeah, I think we need a more reliable leadoff guy. I might have to figure out how to make that happen. But, again, I don't think our lineup was the issue. And look, I know we finished 7th in runs scored. I know that we did. And we weren't great at getting on base. And I think that's a real issue that needs to be fixed. But we weren't that bad. We just weren't. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out how to fix that particular issue because I don't think we did badly at all. Pitching. Russ Bowers had a fantastic season. Vandermeer was real good. And the rest of the starters were serviceable. Nothing too exciting there. They all finished at under 100 pitches per game, which means we got 211 innings out of him, but still had a pretty good season. I'm kind of struggling to see where this team fell short, except just in the fact that we didn't have the megastar to tie it all together. Maybe that's what it is. It could be a chemistry issue, I guess. Because goodness knows I'm sick and tired of people bitching. I don't think it's that. I think it's just that we have a very, very solid team. But we don't have an elite team. And I think that replacement is going to come from the draft. So let's briefly talk about who we might be drafting. Ooh, Sam Chapman? It's not as great as we could probably want. Joe Gordon and his elite power would fit pretty nicely in this lineup. The problem is these three are all second basemen. Chapman isn't a brilliant center fielder, but he's got a really good bat. Tabor is an average third baseman with a pretty good bat. And then there's Boudreaux. And then there's Boudreaux. And I think it's really hard to decide right now, especially because our scout hasn't spent a lot of time scouting any of them. I think we want to give him some time to put in some extra work. Like, I think the best pure bat is Tabor. Tabor's got the best combo of contact and power, albeit with not much plate discipline. However, I don't think Joe Gordon goes anywhere but first overall. Oh, you think he's going to fall to me? You really think they're going to take Cullenbine first overall? Why? Are you just drunk? Like, in no world is Roy Cullenbine the first overall pick. In no world is Roy Cullenbine even a top 5 pick. I think Gordon goes first overall. I really do. Piet wouldn't be a great third baseman or a great shortstop. Man, a big bombing second baseman who's also an amazing defender. I'd almost have to try to make Piet play another position. He wouldn't be terrible at third. He just wouldn't be great at it. He wouldn't be terrible at shortstop. He just wouldn't be great at it. Man. If he fell to me, I don't see not taking Gordon. And that, I think, is the big issue. Because there's other players I'd like just as well. But I mean, Joe Gordon is an elite defensive player who's going to obliterate baseballs at a pretty high rate. If I just check OSA out of interest. Even they don't like Boudreaux very much. You know what I would be over the moon if it happened, but I don't think it will? Is if Boudreaux fell to the second round. I don't think he does. But he might. Where are you having Boudreaux go? Mock draft. What the fuck? Am I missing something? Oh, here he is. You're saying Boudreaux goes 4th overall. That seems fair, actually. Would I wish this is the draft I had 2 first-round picks in. There's a lot of great talent in this draft, for sure. It is the height of stupidity for 1 second to consider Roy Cullenbine first overall in this draft class. I almost can't imagine a stupider move. If Chapman fell to me in the 2nd round, I would be pretty excited about that. But yeah, I think it's got to be Gordon. Even if it does mean Piet moves on or plays a different position. We'll have to wait till next episode to see. Let me know who you think I should take in the draft. Because we're wide open. I will say if Gordon doesn't fall to me at number 2, I'm going to have a long, hard look at some of these other players. Would I take Boudreaux 2nd overall? I need a leadoff hitter. And I need a young shortstop. Doer's a good all-around hitter, but not a great second baseman. McCoy's a very good hitter, but not a great second baseman. Chapman, pretty good hitter, not a great center fielder. Contreslaughter. I mean, there is a certain amount of poeticness, poetism. I don't think poetism is a word of getting Slaughter. I mean, he is, after all, one of the most famous St. Louis Cardinals in Cardinal history. Yeah, friends, a lot's going to depend on who goes first overall, and then we'll talk from there. Grimes is a really good third baseman. I wouldn't mind giving him a shot if he falls in the draft. Good old Creepy Crespi. Ah, Preacher Row with his change off and his change off and his change. Yeah, friends, it's going to be interesting to see who gets taken first overall. I would be over the moon if Colin Bond did get taken first overall. I think I would genuinely be extremely happy with that. Like, does Boston have some kind of megastar at second base? Is that why they're thinking they won't take Gordon? Really? Marty McManus is your I'm not going to take a second baseman? Come on. Like, don't do this to me, game. Don't get my hopes up. Oh, important question. Which Boston is it? I don't remember. What's going on? Here we go. Yeah, it's the Red Sox. There is no freaking way they take a second baseman over an outfielder over second baseman. Their outfielders are fine. You crazy, game. You crazy. Yeah, I'm not holding any hope that Gordon falls to us at number 2. And then it's just a question of trying to figure out who comes next. So, do share your thoughts on the draft. Who you think would make the best choice for our club. Until next time, though, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.